Anna's fingers trembled as she keyed in the final encryption sequence. The transmission chamber hummed with barely contained energy, its quantum relays pulsing in rhythmic waves of blue light. Outside the reinforced viewport, Earth hung like a wounded jewel against the void, scarred, burning, but defiant. "How long until they arrive?" Lewis asked, his voice steady despite the situation. He stood at the tactical display, watching the red markers converge on their position. The hegemony fleet, 300 warships, each one capable of glassing a continent. 14 minutes, Anna replied. She pulled up the message one last time, reading the words that would echo across 73 civilizations. "Lewis, are you sure about this? Once we send it, there's no going back." Lewis turned from the display, his jaw set. They ignored every warning, every simulation we shared, every mathematical proof that showed them what would happen if they pushed us too far. He gestured to the holographic feed showing their blockade around Earth. They thought we were primitives, animals that could be caged. Anna remembered the Council's last transmission 3 months ago. Ambassador Thelcora's chittering laugh as he dismissed humanity's petition for sovereignty. "You are children playing with fusion toys," he'd said. "The hegemony has maintained galactic order for 10,000 years. You will comply, or you will be sterilized." They had chosen sterilization. "Message ready," Anna announced, broadcasting on all hegemony frequencies, civilian and military. "They won't be able to ignore this." Lewis nodded. "Send it." Anna pressed the activation crystal.to, Galactic Hegemony Council from Earth Defense Command, Sol System Subject. Final warning. Codex Article 7, Section 14, you were warned. 16 months ago, we presented you with the Einstein-Zhao equations. We showed you what happens when you suppress a spacefaring species at the exact moment they achieve quantum tunneling capability. We demonstrated, with mathematical precision, that the energy differential creates a cascade effect. You laughed that we showed you our simulations. 8,000 scenarios. In 7,847 of them, forcing a species to weaponize quantum technology in self-defense results in what we called a Prometheus event. A runaway reaction that doesn't stop at star systems. It doesn't stop at galaxies. You called us arrogant that we begged you for 6 more months. Just 6 months to prove we could be peaceful. To show you that humanity wanted to join the hegemony as partners, not subjects. You sent the cleansing fleet instead. "They're launching," Lewis said, his voice tight. The tactical display showed a swarm of plasma torpedoes separating from the hegemony vessels. Enough firepower to crack Earth's crust like an egg. Anna's hands flew across the controls. "Quantum mesh holding. Torpedoes will impact in 90 seconds. She looked at Lewis, and for a moment, allowed herself to feel the weight of what they'd become. "We really are monsters now, aren't we?" Lewis moved to stand beside her, taking her hand. "No, we're survivors. There's a difference." The torpedoes struck Earth's atmosphere and vanished on the hegemony flagship Dominion Eternal. Alarms began to scream. "You didn't understand what you were seeing in our simulations," the message continued. "You thought the quantum tunneling technology was a weapon. It isn't. It's a bridge, a door, and you forced us to open it. Every torpedo you fire at Earth doesn't explode. It tunnels. The energy has to go somewhere. The conservation of energy is a universal law, after all. Your weapons have been feeding our network for 17 days now. 900,000 megatons of energy stored in quantum space, waiting. You should have listened to us about the cascade effect." Anna watched the holographic display with a mixture of horror and awe. The quantum network they'd been forced to build, a desperate measure to survive the hegemony's bombardment, was doing exactly what the simulations predicted. Every torpedo's energy, instead of destroying Earth, was being redirected through quantum tunnels to predetermined coordinates across hegemony space. To their shipyards, their colonies, their council worlds. It wasn't an explosion. It was worse. The energy was creating localized quantum instabilities. Rips in space-time that would spread, slowly at first, then exponentially faster. In 3 years, every hegemony world would be consumed by the expanding tiers in reality. In 20 years, it would reach the outer sectors. "They're hailing us," Lewis said. "Audio only. It's the council." Anna authorized the connection. Thelcora's voice came through, high and panicked. "Stop this. We surrender. We'll withdraw immediately." "You can't stop it." Anna said quietly. We told you in the simulations. Once the cascade begins, there's no reversing it. The quantum tears will continue until they've equalized across all affected space. You've doomed us all, the ambassador shrieked. Your own world, too. No, Lewis interjected. Earth is protected by the same network. The tears can't form here. We're the eye of the storm. But your worlds? He pulled up a star chart showing the spreading instabilities. We gave you the equations to prevent this. You chose not to listen. This is humanity's last message to the Galactic Council. Anna's transmission concluded. We are leaving. Our generation ships are already in transit to a region of space your charts classify as uninhabitable. You never bothered to scan it properly. We'll build something new there. Something better. You wanted to teach us our place in the galaxy. Congratulations. You taught us that mercy is a luxury species like us cannot afford, that we warned you. We begged you. We showed you the math. Now it's too late. Goodbye, hegemony. May whatever species comes after you be wiser than you were. Dr. Anna Chun and Commander Lewis Harper, Earth Defense Command, last representatives of Seoul, Anna, closed the transmission and looked at Lewis. The colony ships. They jumped to quantum space 6 hours ago. 3 million survivors. Lewis squeezed her hand. We did it, Anna. Humanity survives. Outside the viewport, Earth began to shimmer as their own quantum jump initiated. The hegemony fleet, now realizing their weapons only made things worse, could only watch as humanity's birth world vanished into folded space. Behind them, they left a warning written in collapsing stars. Never underestimate a species fighting for survival. Never ignore the scientists bearing equations. And never, ever, assume that kindness means weakness. End transmission.